bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm the Sunday Night Reviewer. I'm back in the car. And this evening I decided to review it's a rather low budget American movie, the Arbors. I just actually found out that the UK title also is called Alien Invasion, which completely confuses hell out of me why it's called that. That's just a dumb title. Well, anyway, we are in a small town, small, dreary, depressing town. Got a note that I think during the whole film I don't see one person smile. Yeah, in almost 2 hours or something like that. It's quite long, this movie. It could really be done with trimming it down. But anyway, our main character, he's a pretty much kind of like a recluse. His younger brother lives in the town, who's got a wife and a daughter, and yeah, he's a locksmith, and he's driving home. Well, he's driving to work or something the one night, and he sees this carcass on a road of this deer or something, and there's something inside it, and he's kind of that intrigued. He kind of picks it up and wants to see it. He's like, takes it home, puts it in like like one of those pet carrying cases like you get for cats and small dogs and stuff. Anyway, it manages to chew its way out of that, rips its way through the metal, so he makes this box for it. And yeah, so he's kind of fascinated by this. Calls his brother wants his brother to see it. They've got a kind of really strange relationship, but our main character is pretty kind of odd. How everyone is depicted in this movie, like it's one of those kind of meant to be kind of quite slow, somber movies, so everyone is depicted as fairly depressed in this movie. So he's super like more on that side than the other normal depressed people. Anyway, like he's asked to look after his niece the one night, which he duly does, and he wakes up to see this flashing outside, and he goes out and he sees the body on the floor of the neighbor's teenage son. And rather strangely, he decides to kind of dispose of the body rather than just call the police, which is a strange thing. Anyway, you get more and more disappearances because the police are looking for him, but they don't know he's dead. They just can't find him. So there's more disappearances that are happening in the city, and I think they find some bodies at one point, different people. So like there's some serial killer going around. They're trying to figure stuff out. And yeah, there's also one of his work colleagues who covers some shifts for him, because obviously he's doing some weird stuff with all this. He's trying to figure things out. He's trying to track down this thing because it actually escaped. And that's so he knows that he's feeling consequence for these murders because it's this thing that he took and put it in this cage, and it escaped, and now people are going missing and dying. So yeah, and he's talking to this one colleague who's covering his night shift, and he's saying that his wife has left him and he's just lonely, doesn't really have any purpose, and he tries to reach out. Our main character doesn't really want to connect, so just goes on his way when he has so just goes on his way. But also there's this when this original teenage boy goes missing, there's this policeman that starts asking him a few questions. He's kind of unusually aggressive immediately, and he ends up following the one evening our main guy. He should have remembered his name, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, but he's following him, and then he like pulls it. He gets pulled over. He kind of runs off because our guy is thinking that it's this killer. So he pulls it up into the woods, strangely, because I think his original plan was to go looking for this beast again that he found, this thing. And he still goes there, weirdly. You know, he thinks someone's like following him to kill him. But the police officer's kind of having a go at him. He's like, I know this is you. You killed these people. I'm going to find this out. Next time I see you, I'm going to be with others. We're going to arrest you and stuff like that. And our creature we see again, but this time it's huge. And just takes him away, like kills him and drags him off into the woods. Yeah. Then the movie goes on more. Like our main guy gets upset and he leaves his voice message to his brother. He's like really missing their relationship. And he actually, at one point, blames the wife and the daughter. And then they go missing. So the brother is obviously devastated. No, sorry, it's just the daughter goes missing. But his wife, the mother, blames him because he was meant to be watching her. So she leaves him. So they're separated. And then there's this kind of like, it's this vigilante committee. They're not really vigilantes, just these committee people. There's policemen involved and stuff like that. It's kind of like a rather unusual, like community kind of lookout sort of thing. But it's kind of a strange one. They've been trying to figure out this killer thing. But they are there and they find out about this work colleague from our main character because he had made contact with him again, and he showed him like videos of this creature, so he believes him now. And they want to go out and like I think that I can't remember now, there's either another body or they want to kind of capture the creature, so they kind of get some supplies, some rope and some plastic sheeting and like bits and pieces like a shovel and that. And so they go into the woods to find if it's a body or the creature. I can't remember now, annoyingly. But anyway, our main character goes into the woods, and then a police car comes up behind the work colleague, and he's like, and he runs off into the woods. They actually find him and arrest him, but they can't do anything because he's just got all this weird, so it looks like serial killer stuff in the beat. But they can't do anything to him anyway, and they have to release him. But in this kind of vigilante committee sort of thing is that police officer, and he tells them about it. So then they get like this lynch mob to go to this guy's house. And our main character is there, goes with them, but he gets into the house first. Now we're going to jump into spoilers heavily with this, okay? So we're very aware. I should have mentioned that at the start. But anyway, he actually shoots our main... so he shoots his work colleague, which is kind of an unusual twist. And we also, when it's first reported that the brother's daughter has gone missing, when he's there kind of to support him, he goes to the car and deletes the message. Now there's a couple of things in this movie which push me towards what I'm going to reveal what I think it is. I don't think it's a creature feature at all. I think this guy is a very lonely, disturbed serial killer who starts to actually break down. There's this one point when the policeman, the creature when it's big goes to attack him, he's kind of has the torch and he's shining it because it's at night time. He's shining the torch away and he's not looking at what's happening. Now, when he shoots his colleague, he shines the torch towards him to see him. And I think this is the point where it's maybe like he's going into it. He's not blacking out, but he's not understanding and realizing that he's killing these people. Like he's abducting and killing these people. It's like with a policeman, he obviously just snaps and kills him, but in his mind it's this creature and he's kind of looking, he doesn't want to see the horror in front of him. But when it's this guy, because the consequences, what it leads to, he knows that he's going to get found out, and he takes the action to kill the guy, and he's aware, and the torch is aiming at him because he knows. So he's realizing, and that's his moment of realization of what he's done. I think there's a bit like before that as well, like with the phone, deleting that message. He's like, when he's crying, almost, well, not crying, he's upset and explaining to his brother that he kind of blamed his wife and daughter on their kind of fractured relationship, that he had something to do with that. But it's kind of maybe when this work colleague gets killed, that he kills him. That's the kind of the final, yes, this is me. And there's this question. So he, at one point, shows this creature to the work colleague, but he shows him this video. Now, what I think is he shows the colleague a dead body or something along those lines, him killing someone, or it's the aftermath. I think probably it's a dead body, and this lonely colleague, for some twisted reason, is, yeah, I'm in on this, as in like an accomplice to murder sort of thing. He feels that he has nothing to live for now. He's, because they makes that point, like his wife has left him and he just has nothing. So I think that's what that kind of is. So it's not that he's shown him the creature, but he's shown him a body, and we now have an accomplice, which is why they have all the stuff in the car, because they're not going to kill the creature. So I wasn't sure about how it was in the story, but obviously they are just going to kill, to dispose of a body. And yeah, the story just kind of stops, but obviously rolls on with this. We have the kind of childhood house, and maybe like you see the house and it's like all this big mess sort of thing, and it's where the creature lives, and at the end he burns the house down. So maybe that's him stopping the killing spree. We don't know. We're not sure. There's another interesting point actually, is to lead to that it is him, because there's these like these people that I think that they work for the police, that they're all in a, oh god, I can't remember the name, but they're all in white. They're all like checking for evidence at this house. They obviously think something's there, and they're doing all these tests and that, and the creature starts killing them and everything, and he's in this house scared. He can hear it all. He's like hiding away, but he kind of comes around the corner afterwards when it's all finished, and there's this one guy who's almost dead, and he's like, well, who did this? Where is the creature? And he's pointing up, and it's like, it could be pointing behind his shoulder, but it's pointing to where the guy is. So he's saying, well, you did this to us. But anyway, that kind of dragged on a little bit longer than I thought it would, kind of like the film drags on a little bit longer than it should. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.